Thanks again for buying a bike from Bozo's Bike Shop and Emporium. Yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff and you're going to be doing on the riding with this bike. You're going to be so excited. It's so awesome. Yeah, it should be a lot of fun. I'm really excited. I really want to get into it. Yeah, that's awesome. But hey, before you go, I got your receipt and everything. Oh, okay. And also I got this owner's manual for you to read over. Oh, God, no, that's like the beacon of death. I don't want that.
I know a guy bicycles hanging out with a guy. This is As the Wheel Turns, So Do Days of Our Rides series. I will be covering topics of the industry as well as consumer views with my 30 years experience.
If you like these videos, please like and subscribe. Oh wow, I didn't realize you're going to react that way. It's actually not that bad information, you know, not that scary, but I have to give it to you. Welcome back to I Know a Guy Bicycles, hanging out with a guy. Hey, I'm Justin, the guy on As the Wheel Turns, So Do the Days of Our Rides. Yes, we are going to talk about this mysterious little booklet that those of you have purchased a new bike, you probably received something like one of these. It's called the Bicycle Owner's Manual. Yeah, kind of scary. We're going to go over a few things of this and just kind of like take the scary out of it. Some highlights that you just generally need to get out of them. Yes, you should read it. These are compacted by a whole bunch of legal terminology from lawyers to make sure that you don't sue the pants off the company that you bought the bike from. Yes, but there is some helpful information in here that's really good. I'm going to go over a few of those things, the highlights of my perspective of what you should really kind of take away and review in your own owner's manual. Yes. So a little bit of history about the owner's manual. Well, back in Parker Bikes days, you know, we sold a whole bunch of bikes and we would try to keep the owner's manuals connected to the bike itself, like the model, make, and all that. That became a huge crap show, so we ended up just having a pile of them, which most shops do that today. And we just grab one of these as we're doing the checklist when we're selling the bike. Well, if you're buying a used bike, you may not be pertinent to any of this information, so this video is definitely for you, in addition to a reminder of those who bought a bike and never read one, right? So keep in mind, there's a lot of information. Obviously, this is actually a thin version. When you get a new car, you get like these books, and people just kind of maybe highlight the newer features that they're not accustomed with. Bikes are kind of the same way, but there's some key topics a takeaway here. Reason being that somebody did a study, Bicycle Institute Research Institute came up with a survey or a study that 80% of the people don't read them, which means 20% do read them. I'm very highly suspect of that 20% because I bet it's only 2% of the 20% that actually did read them because everybody else lied during the survey. Anywho, that's like 4%, which is probably more right. In your realistic world, I mean, some people just skim the basics. Yes. Is there some pretty good information in there? Of course there is. Is there information that you already know? Some, and some you may not. It is a legal document that a bike shop is required to give to you when you purchase a new bike because this covers their butt, basically. But in the other perspective of it, it is good information for you as a new bike owner. Don't you want to know more about your bike, right? No, you just want to go out on a nice day and go for a ride. Forget about that. I know how to ride a bike. Yeah. There's a couple key things you want to consider. So let's go over the 5 things that I think that's important right off the bat. Number 1 is safety information. Safety information is pretty crucial. Safety on the bike and safety equipment. Helmet is really good. It's a no-brainer, right? Gloves is another one that's really protecting your hands if you do biff it. Actually, cycling shorts is good too because it keeps you from catching up on the saddle when you're getting on and off, as well as added protection for soreness and therefore extend your ride. But there's safety parts on the bike as well. The ABCs is one. Checking your air. Make sure it's at the proper air pressure range. Or B is for brakes. Make sure your braking is equal in both front and rear, and you're actually able to stop. And C is chain. Yeah, basically that's kind of a rough one. It's just shifting and it's smooth and it's oiled. And also for safety reasons, if you're taking your wheels off or transporting your bike or actually fixing a flat, you want to make sure you know how to realign those wheels and adjusting the quick release to that dropout as well as your brakes. Very important. That follows in number 2, maintenance, right? It makes maintenance safety, to be specific. Maintenance safety is shifting, braking, it fits you, as well as your air pressure is appropriate. So if your tires are too low, you may get a pinch flat. If they're too high, they may blow out. If the chain is not lubed, it might bind up because it doesn't have the proper lubricate for up and down, the shifting, and also the braking. You want to be able to stop, right? Yeah, there's a maintenance to this, and if any of those things are off or doesn't seem quite right, please take it to your local bike shop for its safety inspection. Number 3 is troubleshooting information, right? I mean, all those manuals have like, it makes noise when I do this, and it's probably just going to revert you most of the time to go back to the bike shop. But some of those tips and tricks sometimes helps, but most likely it is going to revert you to the bike shop. Number 4, assembly instructions. If you buy a bike, most of the time from a bike shop, it's going to be pre-assembled and ready to go. Nowadays, fast forward to today, a lot of mail order companies out there are shipping bikes directly to you. Please review those videos in detail that you reassemble those bikes that have been shipped to you, and make sure if you have any questions, contact that company to make sure any of those questions are resolved. Number 5 is warranty information. Very, very, very important. Being a service manager all these years, yeah, you don't want to miss those cutoff dates or whatever the case may be, but the warranty information is very valuable to know. Reason being is you know if the frame either has a lifetime warranty or not, or the componentry is like 1 or 2 years or not, or any of those cases. When you buy a new bike, it typically get registered, or please register it, so they can contact you if they come across any warranty issues or questions. That case, they can actually get you to bring the bike back in and get it fixed, most of the times for free, and a lot of times you get free parts out of it. That's a good thing, but be very aware of that, and not really any warranties transfer to the second owner. So there are those used individuals out there, you're kind of stuck with the bag if there's something wrong with it. Not in all cases though. So still try, go to the shop and go, hey, the Shimano crankset I saw a warranty for, can you inspect it? You could be the 4th owner, and sometimes those recalls, they don't care. They're going to cover it. So yes, for limited liability, I disclose that anything you learn from this video, it is not my fault. It is up to you to read that manual. I'm just giving you some highlights of what to look for in that manual. So don't go after me, go after the big guys if you have any major issues. Or just take it to your local store. Pardon the interruption, there is more. More you say? Push the more button. Push it. Push it. I dare you to push it. Once you push that button, you get more details about the video you are watching, in addition to all the tools that I use in the shop, as well as suggestion for improving your ride. In addition to help me provide advocacy in the cycling community, also links to other social media accounts as well as my website to find the products I actually sell and other insights in the industry. Other videos linked below. Extend your cycling experience here on YouTube. And now back to your original programming. Anywho, I wanted to read the updated latest version of the front page or 2 of the new manuals that have been coming out. Actually, it's kind of a funny read because they realize nobody in their right mind wants to read this damn thing. Not at all. And if you have a first couple zingers to start off, they might incline you to read maybe a page or 2 in there. Okay, a sad story about manuals. Just a quick side note, back in the 90s, manuals came on all bikes. Walmart bikes, Target bikes, bike shop bikes, they all have a manual. Well, unfortunately, a child was killed riding at night from a bike that they purchased from a department store, which in the manual, it didn't state, don't ride your bike without proper lights at night. They turned around and sued the company, right, and won. So it's one of those situations that, yeah, I'm heartbroken about the child, but there is some level of common sense out there, which this is trying to cover those common sense hot topics. But at the end of the day, you got one life and you want to enjoy it. And riding a bike, there's a lot of risks already out there. So you want to be very conscientious of those and make sure you're doing everything you can to be safe out there riding. Cycling is supposed to be fun, it's supposed to be a great time. But back in the 70s, we didn't need helmets for some damn reason. But now we do. There is a reason, because all those statistics were not open source. Welcome internet information, right? So nowadays, yes, if you buckle up, wear a helmet, be safe out there. Yeah, for God's sake, don't forget the lights at night, right? Anywho, let's start off with this. Story time, right? Everybody likes a good story. Make damn sure your front wheel is on right and tight. I can't express that more. Everybody should learn how to use a quick release or bolts or something to be able to take those wheels off front and rear. You're gonna get flats. You need to transport that bike. You need to know how to do those things. It is actually a 2-second, 3-second video watch, or talk to your bike people and they'll be able to go, hey, this is how the quick release works, or whatever it does on your bike to make sure it works correctly. You only got one brain. Yeah, one life, one brain, and man, you don't want to mess it up. Wear a helmet. And make sure not just to wear a helmet, make sure it's fitted correctly. Not on backwards. I don't know how many times I've seen people on charity rides or whatever out there with their helmet on backwards and not fitted correctly. This is not some World War II movie that you just keep these things dangling around. You strap this underneath you and make sure it's secure. You have 2 to 3 hits if you fall. That helmet, bam, bam, your head is like a ball. When it hits the ground, you want to make sure it is safe and secure so that helmet doesn't shift and damage your noggin. This one strikes a chord with me. Yeah, don't get anything stuck in your front wheel or you're going to go over your bars. I have a little scar here from putting my dumbass foot in the front wheel when I was like 12, ended over, and the asphalt scarred it up. My mom was picking out road rash. Yeah, make sure that front wheel is free from any obstruction. That'll keep you from crashing. If it doesn't feel or sound right on your bike, go get it checked out. Mechanics are there waiting for you to come in and have us double check it to make sure it's safe, especially if you just bought it. A lot of bike shops have follow-up service packages, and you definitely want to rely on those, because things do shift over time on riding the bike. Sometimes it gets dinged up, or not dinged up, but kind of messed up when you're transporting it. So you want to make sure it is safe to ride. So if it sounds weird or doesn't feel quite right, get it checked out. This is a kind of a interesting one. Not too far down the page is, we will take care of you. And this is actually from the manufacturer, and it actually has the owner, CEO email address, which I don't know if he vets those, but yeah, I'm sure if something goes wrong with a bad experience, it's from the top down. That's pretty impressive if you ask me. And the last little bit on this front page is, read the rest of the manual. It's kind of like a manual for the manual, right? That's kind of insane. But it does go over some few things in here. Like, first things first, register your bike. That's a good one. Read the manual again. How to use this manual. A manual for the manual. Reading the fundamentals. Go online for more information. A note about warnings. Oh, there's warnings. Keep this manual as a reference. Sticky page. Must have put this in the bathroom as sticky. I don't know why. Oh, and then you get to find the fundamentals, which is kind of a good layout. Important safety information, important e-bike information, up to date. Get to know your bike shop. That's really a good one. Bike diagram, kind of know the basics before your first ride. That's a pretty good little checklist. Maybe a video on that coming soon. Safety precautions, man, I can't stress that. I mean, you got cars, which, you may be in the right, but you're going to be dead if you're in the wrong, or otherwise. use caution and weight limits. There is a weight limit to bikes, but putting on panniers and stuff like that is people don't really think about, but you might want to consider that. Basic riding techniques and riding with a child. That's a very big one, and that's where I would really suggest going to your bike shop or a cycling professional to get you outfitted with a trailer and how to use it correctly. And those kiddos need to wear helmets too in that trailer as well. Please do not do the baby seat in the back. Oh, my neighbor has one of these, and you could just have it. Yeah, no, that's not good. No bueno. So yes, there's a lot of information in there. A lot of it I did not cover in this video, but you want to make sure you hit the highlights: safety, function, warranty information. Those bits are very important. Get to know your local bike shop where either you purchased it from or therefore. As a used person, not a used person, as a person that bought a used bike, you don't really get those common sense things sometimes, and it's good to kind of know those things that may be missing, because you don't get an owner's manual when you're buying a used bike most of the time. And even if you do get one, there's like a 20% chance that you'll actually read it. Yeah, that's not a very good thing. So hopefully you found this video, number one, entertaining, and number two, well, most importantly, number two, you got some valuable information out of it to make your riding safe and enjoyable. Well, thanks again for hanging out with me in the garage. Until next time, have a wonderful day. And if it's nice in your neck of the woods, go for a ride. But read your manual, put it on your helmet, double check your air, your tires and brakes and all that stuff before you go. See you out there. Oh, yeah? Oh God, dear no. That is like the beacon of death. What is that?